on so that we don't have all the feedback. So everyone should be muted now. If you are called on to speak or you have a question or something and need to talk, then you have to unmute yourself. Let's see, I got a few chats here. People just saying hello. Okay, good. Okay, welcome everybody to the Sandbox Route virtual quarterly update for all riders. Glad that y'all are here. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces that haven't seen for quite a while, way too long now. It's been 18 months since we were all together in Ontario and across the country, and it's really good to see everyone here. Wanted to do this, let everyone kind of join in on our regular monthly leadership meeting. This is the night of the month, the first Tuesday of each month, that our team leads always get together and talk about where we are, what we've done, what we have left to do, how things are going, what we need to do better, do more of, do less of, all those good things that pertain to how the run goes throughout the year. You know, when I was early on the run, but then there's also things that literally. When I was early on the run, for a few years, you'd think, well, we've been doing this for so long, everything kind of just falls into place. What do you got to do during the year to make it happen? But as you join the leadership team and get into the planning of it, you realize that there's a lot to do. There's a lot of things that change throughout the year. And every year there's tweaks to the run. There's places that can no longer host us. There's places that want to do something different with us. There's different ways we're going to take the route to avoid construction or whatever that's in our way. So there is a lot of work that goes on throughout the year. And wanted to give everybody here a little insight to what all that planning is. So we don't just show up in May and say, hey, we know where we're going, let's just take off. So I want to give you a little introduction on some of the folks that are on our leadership team. And so if you're on the leadership team, put your finger on the mute button and get ready, because I'm going to call on you and let you introduce yourself real quick. First off, our assistant route coordinator, sixth string Dugas. He's also the midway route coordinator, and so he's doubly busy. Ken, you want to say hello?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's been busy these days. I just got off a meeting for Midway, then I'm here on Sandbox, and I'm so grateful for all the leadership on Sandbox, and you know, real pleased to hold in my hand the final route of Sandbox. The job that Sandbox has done putting this thing together in such a timely manner has been impressive. So I appreciate everybody's help. My job is just riding on Bug's coattail this year and giving any assistance to anyone who needs it. But happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, doing a great job. Thank you. Thanks, sixth string. Tennessee is our road guard captain. I'm going to hold on you because I'm going to let you do a little more talking, as well as G-Rex, Paul Stegleiter, our platoon coordinator, and Jerry Wilkins, our advanced team leader. I'm going to give you a chance to speak out later. Do we have Smokestack on? I know Smokestack has been under the weather. I didn't expect he'd be on. And he's our fuel team lead. Mona Perry is our staging lead. Mona, are you here?
I'm muted you. Okay.
Okay. I'm right here. I got Thelma's over here.
Thelma and Louise.
Here.
Good, thank you. Our senior chaplain is Brandon McCurry, 5-0. Brandon, did you make it on?
I am. I'm here.
Hey, good to have you here. Ambassador lead is Don Burns. I know you just heard Easy a few minutes ago.
Here, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Billy.
Thanks, Easy. Our outreach coordinator is Double D, Dave Davies. I'm going to let you speak here in a few minutes too, so hold on to that. Wade Willis, Big Country, is our medical team lead. I don't know if Wade's on. Wade, did you make it?
Yeah, I made it on, Dave.
Hey, good to have you. Leadership support lead is Ken Lay. Radar, did you make it on? And okay, registration lead is Shirley Scott, Top Sarge. I don't know if she made it. With such a long list, I wasn't able to go down and preview who all was here. And then a merchandise team lead, Carol Olmstead. Yeah, we've got 86 people online right now. That's awesome. And I'm going to just read down the list of our state coordinators so everybody knows who they are. Our Maryland state coordinator is Sam Warner, Polar Bear. Pennsylvania state coordinator is Tom Schultz, Kid. West Virginia is David Kane, Hambone. East Ohio is Brandon McCrary, 5-0. You just heard from him. Ohio East assistant is Holly Gilman. Ohio West is Jenny Ward, Lady Jen. Ohio West assistant Marvin Potts, MT. And Brian Hated Courtney is our Indiana state coordinator. I think I saw Brian on a minute ago. And Illinois is Ed Samuel, effing nuts. We also have a new DC area coordinator, Gail, I can't remember her last name.
Dipple.
Gail Dipple. Yep, that's it. And glad to have her on board. She's already doing great work for us, getting ready for Washington, D.C. So all those folks are working year round for you, getting this route ready, and we appreciate all the work that they're doing and want to give you a little bit of insight on some of the things we've got going so far. First of all, I'll give you a little update on our registration numbers. For Sandbox, as of right now, we have 353 people registered for the Sandbox route. Of that, there are 281 bikes on the route. 116 bikes in leadership, 165 in platoons, and let's see the breakdown. Motorcycles, we have 281 motorcycle riders total, 47 motorcycle passengers, 15 people driving four-wheelers, and 9 people as four-wheel passengers to make up the total of 352 folks registered. That's right around the target we've been shooting for. So which leads me right to the standby list, which is still active. I've got about 6 people on the standby list now. I emptied the standby list about a month ago. And as people drop down and spaces become available, I'll keep adding those people in. And my goal is to not leave anybody behind. Anybody that signs up and wants to go on this run, doing everything I can to get them on. I guess all you folks are seeing the RC newsletters, or you wouldn't have the details of how to get here today. So I appreciate the feedback we get from the newsletters. Try to write those things with current events and information that might be of interest to you. And if you have any topics or any information you'd like to get out or like for me to touch on in a newsletter, I'd be happy to entertain recommendations, comments, questions, jokes, snide remarks, anything you got. Appreciate it. I want to go over just a little bit of a timeline about what to expect in the coming months. For those of you that have been on the run before, you know that our hotel list will come out early January. I'm not sure if it's going to be January 1st or 2nd this year, but it'll be right at the beginning of the month of January. We're going to have a platoon leadership meeting with G-Rex, the platoon leaders, assistants, and tail gunners on January the 12th. The January 5th is our next leadership meeting, where we'll be online here again. Let's see, end of February is when the itinerary books will go to publication. And about the time we have those things laid out with the full itinerary and all the book information, we also put them out on our webpage as a PDF, so you can get a look at what the book's going to look like that you'll get with your package when you register in May. Let's see. We'll do another all riders meeting like this one early March. We try to do one once per quarter. And then the big day we're all waiting for as far as Sandbox goes, the kickstands up will be 30 May out of Washington, D.C. So 30, 31, and June 1st will arrive at the Middle East Conflicts Wall. Let's see. Okay, so I'd like to go into some of our leadership reports now. So before I do that, we'll make a shameless plug for the patches that are still available. Can you see that? There it is. So if anybody still wants to get one or a couple of these commemorative patches from the 2020 ride, they're still available. You can write at SB-patch at rftw.us and get you the information about how to get them, or just write to me at my email address that's online for the contact list. Okay, so I want to kick this off with an update from our platoon coordinator from G-Rex. G-Rex, you want to come on and say a few words?
Hey, good evening and happy post-Thanksgiving from the great state of Oregon. We are about to embark on a really awesome mission. And the nice thing about this mission is we're going to know who our team is from today forward. And we're going to know who our platoon commanders are, our APLs, our tail gunners, and all the riders. And one of the things that I've missed in the last couple of days was camaraderie. You know, got to miss the camaraderie of the run and of the rides. So you have a chance to coalesce as a family between now and the time that we go kickstands up, heading to the Middle East Conflicts Wall. You get a lot of us will get the chance to see each other from California over. And so we'll have, between now and for the rest of our lives, a really great opportunity to bond as a family with a shared purpose. So welcome to Sandbox route. We all have everybody's got a home. You'll know who and where and what and why from here on. And so with that in mind, I'm going to turn it back over to Bugs, and he's going to let you meet the next folk in line. But welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, G-Rex. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Cupcake. You want to say a few words about public affairs, missing man, and anything else on your mind?
Yes, sir. Thank you, everyone. Hello from sunny San Diego. And yeah, I see you all giving me grief about the fire. I'm allergic to cold back here. So we are getting the word out about Sandbox. When I attend events, people are starting to understand more and more that we are the fourth route for Run for the Wall, that we are absolutely there. In the beginning, it seemed like there was a misunderstanding that we weren't attached to Run for the Wall, or we kind of were a separate event or organization. So it's really important that everybody, when you're talking with people out in the public, that you can easily identify Sandbox route, where we're headed. And this is speaking to the leadership, of course, where we're headed, the Middle East Conflicts Wall, the importance of that wall, the Vietnam Memorial Wall, and why we're tying this all together for future generations of Run for the Wall to continue the larger mission. That's thankfully getting out a little bit more. Our riders are becoming more aware of the social media postings via the Sandbox Facebook page. If you are on Facebook and you're not a part of that page yet, please come to that, RFTW Sandbox. We do try to put out relevant information there, reminders again about things like tonight's virtual Zoom, just kind of ringing the bell on everybody and getting them involved. So that if anybody has anything public relations related or that they want to get out, please let me know. Patty, Peppermint Patty is my second. She can help me get information out with that. As far as missing man coordinator on the side of that, once I get the final route that is all approved and we know exactly how many legs and exactly what we're doing, I'll be able to start plugging in people for the missing man that are going to be the actual escort for each leg. Again, as we talked a little bit about before on the other meeting, if that though, just realize if you or someone in your platoon is selected and they are maybe not a POW or MIA family, Gold Star family, something like that, and we find out at the last minute that we have someone with us or that met us at one of the overnight stops that we weren't expecting, there may be a slight chance that that person may get bumped in order to give priority to a Gold Star, POW, or MIA family, which we're starting to find out that we have a lot of those connections taking a look at it, coming with us. So just be aware that that is going to be happening. We even had a Gold Star dad on recon, as a matter of fact, along with some MIA family members. So we have that going on. I am seeing a lot of reach outs from people who are part of families that are unfortunately have had a service member, family member die by suicide. And so they're one of the 22. And we really want to keep an eye on wellness and keep an eye on our community with that and stay. This is a good opportunity to know each other and where we're all from, because should we see someone in need in another community, maybe we can network amongst each other to reach out to that person and be able to spend some time with them. I just actually had this happen a few nights ago with a gentleman in Missouri who lost not one son, but two to the 22. And he wrote in a different forum, not having to do with Run for the Wall, that he's basically just passing the time until he can be with his sons again, that the holidays are very difficult for them. And the first thing I did was reach out to Run for the Wall riders in his area. So realize also that we're hearing a lot of wellness things behind the scenes about the Middle East conflicts wall, that this may be the first time that someone is going to that wall and seeing the names on that wall that are impactful to them. So we may be walking dozens, if not hundreds of people to that wall for the first time. So just be kind of aware that building this community is a very strong thing, and especially doing it right now during the holidays and during lockdowns in different parts of the country where people are feeling isolated, and the holidays, C-19, all of those things. I'm getting a lot of messages behind the scenes about this. So these calls are extremely valuable and important to show people that we're building community ahead of time. So thank you, G-Rex on the platoon side and Bugs on the leadership side, for doing this. And then once we get a little bit more information, priorities first, but we get a little bit closer, we will be talking about fundraising and accepting items in for donation to be raffled off, or maybe Les Williams is going to do some auctioneer for us. I don't know. But Patty and I will be working on those types of things with some other leadership members, and we'll be looking at a way to be able to get those items in, and how are we going to get those items basically across country so that they are stored for us and then available to us to start auctioning off, raffling off once we get into DC. So information will be coming out about that. And then the last thing is use these calls and social media and your emails, your RC newsletters, and the social media as an old military call tree for those of you who remember those, either active duty or family members. If you see a post go out, please tag your teams. If you see an email go out, please forward it to your teams, especially if they don't have Facebook or social media. We'd love to see more people on these calls and grow them. So thank you all. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to private message me on Facebook or send me an email through Run for the Wall.
Thank you, Mary. You know, Mary touched on something about the outreach, and as a Southern Route Coordinator last year, one of my goals was to seek out and add some outreach opportunities for the route that would be meaningful to our riders, to folks along the way, and to some monuments and memorials that had gone up since the route had started many years ago. This year, preparing the inaugural run of the full run of the Sandbox route, I realized that the separation between the two aspects of the run, where the route is the ride and the outreach is the mission, and we put those two together and we get the run. So we've been working really hard preparing the route, getting the stops, the roadways, the turns, the support along the way. And we've got this parallel effort going on with outreach, preparing the folks we'll visit, the folks that we want to try to bring in to visit us, the places that we'll send ambassadors out to cover bridges and stops ahead of, prepare folks for our coming so that they understand what we are. They have a little understanding of what's for them. So with that, I want to call on Double D, Dave, to talk a little bit about outreach right now and some of the things he's seeing and preparations we're making along that line. Dave, you up?
Yep, thanks, Bugs. It's almost like you rehearsed that. You have a writer that's working on your lead-ins and your segues from one to the other. Nice job. Last year, when we really started to work on this in earnest, I had two priorities as the outreach coordinator. We wanted to have a uniformed military presence to help tie in the generational issues between the Vietnam Veterans War or Wall and the Middle East Conflicts Wall. And we wanted to encourage Gold Star families to participate in some way, shape, or form. So one of the challenges that we're having now with COVID, military installations are not releasing active duty participants for events like this. We're still holding out hope that we can make some of those things happen. I am drafting a letter right now to 7 of the Gold Star Mother chapters that should go out before the end of this week to kind of give them a background of what we're doing, how we're trying to tie the established One for the Wall to the new Sandbox route, and kind of implore that, we would really like to have them participate in this in whatever way, shape, or form they can. It's a very important part of, as Bug said, the entire run. So we'll see what kind of responses I get from those communications. We are working with a number of already established outreaches, the Flight 93 Memorial. I have 2 others that we're working on in Ohio and Indiana that hopefully we can pull something together for them. We'll keep you updated on those as more information comes down the line. Finally, anyone who has contacts with Gold Star families or Gold Star communities, as I know my background was in Northern California, and I have a very, very close connection with a really great core of Gold Star families there. Many of you are in other parts of the country that may have those same relationships. If you have those relationships, please don't hesitate to reach out to them, tell the story. If you want to communicate via email, please include me in that email so they've got a name. I have no problem reaching out to people, kind of unsolicited is not the right word for it, but in many cases, I don't know the people that I'm reaching out to on a first name basis. So it's developing that relationship and working to make sure that they understand what it is we're trying to do. And that is include them in our route. It's a big part of the Middle East Conflicts Wall. I've been there and had the opportunity to go there, thankfully by myself. So it wasn't quite as awkward, but some great things have come about as a result of that. Any questions that you have, I'm going to echo Mary's sentiment. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email. I'm more than happy to communicate with anybody with any kind of questions or comments. And together we can make this a really amazing event. Very, very excited that there's over 80 people on this call tonight.
Sure enough, there's 87 right now.
There you go.
Hey, thanks, Dave.
Yep.
So shifting gears a little bit as a segue between outreach and the route is our advanced teams. The without the fueling team and the staging team, this would just be a real cluster of 300 bikes rolling into a parking lot trying to figure out where everybody has room to park. But our staging team does a great job planning out where we're going to be, what we're going to do when we get there, how we're going to get out of there. Same thing for the fuel team. That basically does the same thing for short-term parking in front of a gasoline pump. So we got one leader that's working between those two teams, bringing them together, making the plan that will be laid out so that when we get to a place, we know where we can, where we'll go and how we'll get out of there in a very orderly and quick fashion. So I'm going to turn this over to Jerry right now. Jerry Wilkins, our advanced team leader. Let him give a little bit of a spiel. Jerry, I have your slide and I'm going to bring it up and share it. Okay. And rotate slides whenever you tell me to. We'll just kind of walk through the first day, if you will.
You got it. Welcome everybody. Good to see everybody. God, I miss everybody. Been too long since we were all together. Hey Mona, hey. Our first day out is Gateway Travel Plaza.
Can y'all see that slide? Can you see the slide, Jerry?
I can see the slide. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you there's our first stop. Everybody is Gateway Travel Plaza. You can see what we go through. The green line is as we go into the fuel stops. The yellow is where as we get to our staging area, and our red line is our egress out. Our yellow pins are our road guards. This is just a small example of what your advanced teams will be working on prior to the pack getting there. We have a great team. Our Anthony Cerrone is my assistant this year. Hoping to turn those reins over to him in a couple of years. Thelma and Louise have been fantastic. We worked together on the Midway route, and Smokestack, the fuel team lead, he's been on the southern route, and he's our guy that had the heart attack the first day out last year. So looking forward to working with him. Don Long is his assistant. Don and I have been together with the Midway route we were FNGs together in 2004. So, but yeah, why don't you take us to our second slide there, Buds?
There you go.
There you go. Thank you. This is where we're having dinner the first day. You can see our green line coming in. That left-hand turn right there is a doozy. We found that out on our recon route in 2019. The VFW there is a great little place that to the left of the building right there is where we'll be staging. And then we will go out. But the VFW is a great place to be. Next slide for me, if you would, Buzz.
Now, there is actually a road under those trees, right?
Yes, there is. Yeah, there's a road there.
Okay.
Yep.
Just kidding.
God, I hope so, huh? Flight 93 Memorial. This is a very special place. When we went there for the recon in 2019, we realized we needed to spend some time here. So we have worked that into our schedule. You'll truly enjoy this stop. This is sort of heartwarming, so I'm not going to say a whole lot about this. Okay.
One of the bonuses we're going to get here, as Jerry's alluding to, is when we get there, we're going to immediately ride down to the south end and do a wreath laying where we'll park in formation, get out and do a wreath laying, and then get right back on the bikes and come around to the north end and park to stage, where we'll have some good amount of time there, a lot more than we had last year when the folks were on the recon. So this is a very special place, and like Jerry said, and one of the highlights of our run, and especially of this first day. So we wanted to make sure everyone had a good chance to really get the benefit of the weight of this place. So yeah, it is a highlight of day one. Thanks, Jerry. Go ahead.
Then we're going to our fuel at New Stanton. Next slide for me, Buds, if you would. Yeah, this is going to be a doozy of a stop right here, because this is when we enter here, you can see we're going to be going through the parking lot and getting in. And then the entire, because we're on the turnpike here, the entire pack is departing together. Advanced team, road guards, fuel team, staging team, because we're all going through the turnpike together as we leave. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge right here, because we're all going to be there and departing together. I'm not going to take Don Tennessee's thunder away, but he's got it all worked out. He's got a good plan in place.
He'll talk more about that in a minute.
Yep, sure will. And then finishing up the day is dinner at North Star Polaris. Yes, there you go, Buzz. Thank you. Right there is well, as Thelma and Louise know, we'll stack them and rack them in here when we come in here for dinner. And this is where we'll depart from the next morning. Great little place, great supporters that when we were there for our recon, neat little town. But it's pretty, we'll have a good time there. But once again, I thank everybody for joining us tonight. Great to see everybody's faces. Looking forward to seeing you all again as we get closer, and cannot wait for May to get here. And that's about all I got, Buzz.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate the rundown on the first day.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll cover subsequent days when we do this again. But there's just so much work that goes in. It's not just drawing little lines on a chart either, because every one of those lines and every one of those X's takes a lot of coordination with the teams, with the people at the stops. I mean, they know we're coming. They know how many of us there are. They know what our expectations are, and a really important part of it is we need to know what their expectations are. And Jerry's our front man to make all of that happen. So if we want to go back to a place the next year, we got to make sure that we have all those things in line and we meet their expectations, or we won't be invited back.
Yep.
And if they don't meet ours, we won't want to go back. So it's all part of the plan, and Jerry does a great job putting that together. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Buzz.
Okay, last on the list here is our road guard captain, Don Tennessee King. So Don, I've got the route cards I'm going to pull up and let you talk about some things as well.
Okay, I plan on just talking about the first day, if that's okay.
That's fine. There's day one. Are you there, Don? Did we lose Don?
I think he needs to unmute himself, Buzz.
Don, are you muted?
Can you hear me now?
Got you now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Coming out of DC is where we've got a couple of choke points on day one right off the bat. To get over onto the expressway, we have to go down through the Dulles toll road to the exit. And we've got about a half a mile to move those 300 bikes over to 2 lanes to be able to make that exit to the right. So just be aware there's a choke point right off the bat coming out of DC. I've got it covered from the standpoint of trying to block traffic and get everybody over. So I think we're good to go on that. Then when we get up into Maryland, there's at exit 31, there's another choke point. We've got a half a mile to move 2 lanes and then take an exit and then an immediate exit to the left. So it's kind of confusing. You think you're going to the right, only as soon as you come around the corner, you're going to the left. So just be aware that we've got those 2 choke points to deal with before we get to Breezewood at the first fuel stop. The next thing that's an issue on day one is the getting into the VFW. Jerry kind of alluded to it, and so did Bugs, but that turn into the parking lot's about 120-degree turn, and it goes immediately downhill. So we're going to have a couple of road guards up there to be sure everybody gets through there safely without dropping their bike. Once we turn off of the country road toward the VFW, and you see that as platoon leaders, you guys need to be in single file coming down through that road to the VFW. If not on the country road that we turn off of Highway 30. But at least there at that turn into the VFW, you need to go into single file. You don't need to try to turn in 2 bikes at a time. There just isn't enough room on that little road. The next issue is actually going through Somerset, New Jersey. When we leave Flight 93, and just before we get into Somerset, the whole pack needs to be one platoon, not platoons, one platoon. The problem is when we go through Somerset, there's a 4-lane, we'll turn right onto a 4-lane.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're not going to New Jersey, brother. You talking about Somerset, Pennsylvania?
I'm sorry, Somerset, Pennsylvania.
All right, thank God.
Yeah, hallelujah. Anyway, when we get to, I was thinking about Somerset, New Jersey. I've been there. Anyway, when we go into Somerset to get on to the Pennsylvania Turnpike, going through Somerset, the toll plaza has 2 lanes going for the get on. We're going to go left track, right track through those 2 lanes and not get a ticket. We're just going to go straight through. So it's imperative that we don't have any automobiles get into our pack that have to stop to get a toll ticket. So that's the reason that it's important that we be one pack going through that toll booth and through the town of Somerset. We got to go through a major 8-lane intersection with turn lanes right in downtown to get onto the turnpike access road. So, and it's just a go straight through, but still, we can't let any cars get in there. After we get on the turnpike's going to actually shut down the turnpike for us to be able to get onto the turnpike and go to the fuel stop at the fuel plaza. At the fuel plaza, it's important that everybody be at the fuel plaza that's going through the toll booth on the other end. The advanced detachment, the fuel team, ambassadors, everybody that wants to go through without paying the toll has to be at the fuel plaza when we leave the fuel plaza. We will exit, and it's 3 point something miles down to the toll booth after we exit the fuel plaza. We will exit, go through the fuel plaza, and there again, we're same way. We're going in there, and we're going to have left track, right track, and we're going to go through. After we go through that toll booth, we get on to I-70, and the ambassadors, advanced team, all those people can break out and leave the pack, but they've got to go through the toll booth with the group. That's basically the first day. After that is just normal operation. The most critical points, in my opinion, are the 2 choke points coming out of Washington and getting on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. It's critical that we execute Pennsylvania Turnpike because we want to be able to use it again. It has taken extraordinary effort for us to get them to make an exception for our group. And they are bending over backwards to give us support. So it's important that we execute within the scope of what Pennsylvania Turnpike wants and what we're able to do. The other thing that I would say is that the road guards are there to help the pack. We're there to provide safety. We're not there to be instructional or condescending. We're there to help you. If you need help, all you need to do is reach out and we'll be glad to help you. If you're having problems on the first day at any stop and you need my assistance, please feel free to come talk to me. If you got a problem with any of my road guards, please come talk to me. I'm trying to be the guy that gives you the route and the capability to get there safely. And if anybody has any questions of me, they can please feel free to give me a buzz. That's all I got, Bugs, unless somebody has some questions of me.
Okay. Thanks, Don. Thanks for the good
Yes, sir.
rundown. Yeah, well, like the other stops, we'll cover more of the route when we do our next meeting. And that's one of the real benefits of doing this virtually. I mean, we had as many as 89 people on. And so when we come to these places where there's something critical about the pack staying together or making our sharp turn, then we all of us, at least that have seen this now, have an understanding what's ahead of us. And then it becomes important for us when we get out there to share it with everyone else. And that's another part of this that we're trying to do virtually that Paul G-Rex touched on, is to bring our platoons together for our first meeting before we ever get to Ontario. So this virtual world that we're all learning to take advantage of is falls right into place for us to use for that too. So again, for the prior planning, Don and his some of the folks that are working with him for this planning are doing a great job. I mean, it's not just getting out of the ride and riding in front of us and finding a place to pull over and stop traffic on an on-ramp. Every stop along this route, Don knows every exit, every entrance ramp, every stop sign, every red light, and he has planned out where every place that he'll need to drop a road guard to help protect us along the way. It takes a ton of planning year round, right up to the last day, because funny thing, states like to change their roads or shut some down or put some under construction. And so we have to be flexible enough to take that into account when we're getting on the road to go. And that's all Don and his team making sure that this route is ready and we're ready for it. So that's all the folks we have to speak today. But I would like to give a chance to open this up to see if anyone has any questions or topics they'd like us to cover, answer questions today or cover topics again on the next meeting or an RC newsletter. So floor is open, just unmute yourself and we'll try to do this orderly without 85 people talking at once.
Hey, Bugs.
Yeah.
Can I get in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we have representatives from, I'm going to put y'all on the spot. Who wants to speak up for platoon 1? Let everybody see your face. You got to unmute yourself, Tommy.
Hey, this is Chris Johnson, Platoon 1, APL.
Awesome, thanks.
Tommy, you're still muted.
Okay, there, now I figured it out.
There you
I'm
go.
Chip from PA. I'm also the PA State Coordinator, Platoon 1, Platoon Leader.
Very nice.
Thanks.
All right, platoon 2, who we got out there? No, we got somebody from platoon 2.
I'm
Where y'all at?
platoon 2 tail gunner.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you. All right, I know Joe, Java Joe's here.
Run Sandbox.
Hey, Lurch, you
And-
still out there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. I'll be fourth platoon leader. And both my tail gunner and APL are on as well.
Outstanding, outstanding. Virginia, I think I saw you earlier.
Yes, I'm here. And so is my assistant platoon leader, Dennis, and so is Sherry, my tail gunner. We're all three here.
Awesome, awesome. Hopefully you all got your setup so that whoever's speaking gets highlighted so you can put a face to a name here. And we got Big Bird out there.
Yeah, I'm out here. I got platoon 6, the platoon leader's plot, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Awesome, awesome. And Den Mother, you out there? I know Bob Gwynn's here. Bob, you want to talk and jump in? Wow. And how about Waves? I know Waves is here.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, and you're going to be in what capacity there, Susan?
Pardon?
You're going to be one of our tail gunners, right? 7th platoon?
Yes, sir. Tail gunner.
Awesome, awesome. All right, Bugs, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, thanks you, Rex. Appreciate that. Hey, anybody have comments or questions?
Bugs, this is
Hey,
Tail.
Bugs.
Hey, Taillight, go ahead.
Are you aware of Smokestack, his situation?
Yes.
Okay, I just
I've
know
been
if
in
everybody.
contact with him.
Okay, our prayers go out to him.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hey, someone else was speaking up?
Bugs, it's Cupcake.
Hey, Cupcake.
Hi, I just want to give a shout out. If you are an FNG coming to the run for the first time in 2021, can you wave your hands real big and say hello? Because I see a couple of you on here. I know who you are. So we have some FNGs on the call, which is
awesome.
That's amazing. Amazing. So wave your hands so people can see you on the screen. Wave your hands really big.
Hey.
Say hello. I see a few of you. I know who you are. I am so excited to see you guys on this call. Thank you for being here. And also there is a couple of people, at least one in particular. She probably doesn't have her video on, but Terry Turner is here with us again. And she was just one of our supporters that waved us in on recon in Indiana at our overnight stop there. And her elderly mother just had the most amazing time getting to know us then. Her mom passed away, unfortunately, recently, and Terry made the journey. She was supposed to do it with her mom, but her mom passed away unexpectedly a little sooner than they had anticipated, unfortunately. But Terry went to the Middle East conflicts wall recently by herself from Indiana, drove up there to pay her respects to many of our personal people who we have on the wall. So Nick, for example, Rich Boy, myself, and a few others who have names on that wall, and she's gotten to know our connection. So she was on this call earlier. So I want you guys to know like how deep this community aspect of what we're building is running already. That our
She's still here.
Yeah. Mary, I'm still here. I put video back on.
You go, Terry, how was your trip to the Middle East conflicts wall? Can you tell us real quick?
I was just I had a beautiful sunny day. It was for me early November. I went on Mama's birthday was the reason I chose the day I went. So we both went there together. It's just speechless. I mean, you guys know as well as I do, but it's the first time I've seen a wall in person. I've seen the mini Nam wall, but to see the actual memorial, really just a spiritual experience. And just, I think Nick gave me his platoon of names, 17 people, and just heartwarming to think, wow, these are people that I know that somebody knows, and just, that was overwhelming. So just thinking of the names that I did look up and see and put a rose down for my mama, it was a really cool experience.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I can't wait to see you again, Terry, when you're waving us into Indiana. But I just wanted to show, let you guys all know that we have F&Gs creating community with us already, and we have supporters creating community with us already. And Terry didn't know about the wall until we came rolling through on Recon, and then here she is going and paying respects at the Middle East Conflicts Wall, through meeting us in our behalf. So thank you, Bugs, for letting me shine a light on that.
Absolutely. Hey, Terry, Bugs here. I just sent you 2 patches today.
Okay, great. I procrastinated on sending the check, but my mama's stuff got in the way. So,
No worries.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Bugs,
Yeah.
Breacher.
Yeah, go ahead, Breacher.
One question. Are we still having a Zoom on December 10th for me giving you update information for the camping information?
Yes, we need to do that. Was that all state coordinators or just?
I think it was state coordinators and myself.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I have follow-up information that needs to be given to you for St. Clairsville before you finish the packet for being distributed to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and email that to me. And any of the state coordinators out there, there are also hotel coordinators. Go ahead and if you've got something finalized, send it to me, and we'll talk about it on that night on the 10th. What night is that?
Hey, Bugs, we also have the BOD call that day.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to deconflict with that.
All right.
Okay,
And
thank you.
while I'm unmuted, I just wanted to tell Terry, thank you.
Yes,
You're
thank you.
welcome, Nick.
In May of 2020, the unofficial Run for the Wall Sandbox run, Terry and her mom was there too. At that time, they came down and were with us down at the church. So some of us got to see her in 2020 as well. And
Awesome.
that was nice to be able to see your mom one more time, Terry. Thanks for being there.
Awesome. Thank you. See, I've got a chat question online. How do we know if we as alternates have been added? When I add people to the route, as I've mentioned before, I want to make sure that you're already registered on one of the other routes or registered DC to DC. And if you are, then all I have to do is let Wicked know to change your ride to Marcel's, and then you're on the route. When that change happens, you should get an email notifying you that it's happened. If you don't get that, if I tell you you've been added and you don't get that, then let me know and I can confirm. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, anybody else have any questions or comments?
Hey, Bugs, I'd like to make one comment.
Yeah, Cliff, go ahead.
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody. I know when I went to the Southern Route reunion, I had a hiccup. I was in the hospital for a few days. For everybody that reached out to me, I'd just like to say thank you. And everything's okay, and I'll be ready for the run coming May.
Awesome. Thanks, Cliff. Someone else had a comment?
Hey, Bugs, this is Sparks, Ambassador.
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a couple of questions real quick. First of all, we stay in the same places, the same towns that we stayed last year, or that we were going to stay?
Basically the same towns, yeah. St. Clairsville and
Lafayette.
And then end up in Marcel's, which is right by that larger town in Illinois.
Yeah, I've been there twice before. But the other thing was, when we registered last year, are we automatically registered on Sandbox? I'm automatically on the Midway. So I just want to know if I have to re-up or what.
No, you don't. If you were registered for Sandbox last year, then unless you have withdrawn from the route, you're still registered. The only way that you will be on the route now is if you took action to make that happen.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Good meeting.
Bugs, I got a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead. Who's this?
This is Darren Lurch.
Oh, hey, Lurch, go ahead.
this is going to run exactly the same as all the other 3 routes, correct? You show up and are we going to allow any registration in the morning prior to the rides? It's all in DC or nothing, correct?
No, that's not correct. If someone wants to join along the route, we'll be able to accommodate them. Now, let me speak just a quick about registration that you brought it up. When you get into Ontario, there will be a Sandbox registration table there. So if you're on Sandbox route, starting in Ontario on another route, you'll be able to register, get yourself registered for Sandbox in Ontario. At that point, you're going to be given a wristband, just like we do for the other routes, but ours is going to be a different color. And I'm going to encourage our Sandbox riders to put that wristband on as well. And then when we're on whatever route you're riding all the way to DC, you'll be able to be identified to other Sandbox riders and make those connections before we get into DC. But you will get a Sandbox packet and registration in Ontario if you are there to register. Now, between Ontario and DC, we won't be registering people on the Sandbox. I don't think. I have to confirm that with Shirley. The next registration opportunity for Sandbox will be in DC. That's the plan as I know it right now. Is in order to do it all the way across the country, we would have to have people on each route being registering people. And let's see, there's some pop-ups about camping and hotel. The hotel list will come out 1st or 2nd of January, and there will be camping available. Breacher is coordinating our camping spots.
Folks, may I have clarification about the daily registration for Sandbox once we're actually on the route? Can you please clarify for everyone, that's not walk-up registrations. That is people who are already registered, as we are a closed route for registration with an ongoing waiting list right now.
That's right. We won't be doing walk-on registrations. That registration in Ontario will be for people that are pre-registered. You'll sign your release and get your packet, wristband, and number sticker and all that. Any other questions? There's a lot of stuff coming up on chat. Did we cover everything?
Hey, Billy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Easy.
Easy. Hey, as ambassador lead, I just wanted to make a comment here. You know, Mary and you and everybody else that spoke tonight, you guys are doing a great job, and you know, it's much appreciated. I'm sure across the ridership that we have here tonight. I just wanted to make just a couple things. First of all, I wanted to thank, and I don't know who's here from the ambassador crew, but whoever's here from the ambassador team, I want to thank them for participating tonight, or at least listening in. I know Les Easy Williams is here this evening, and actually we've made a couple of changes on the ambassador team, and Les is my assistant ambassador lead. That just came down a week or so ago. And also Taillight, I saw you there, and I'm thinking you're the same Taillight that you emailed me about 12 times that wanted to be an ambassador. I'm just kidding, Taillight. But Taillight, you are, if you don't know it, and I'm sorry I didn't call you and ask if you would be one of the ambassadors, but I did add you to the list, and I just want you to know that. We really look forward to the mission. You kind of broke it out right at the beginning, Billy. The ride is one thing, but the mission is another. And as I just want you to know, as the ambassador lead, I will do everything that I can to make sure that the communities that we visit and the folks that we visit prior to the pack getting there, learn everything there is to know about Run for the Wall and what our mission is. And I really look forward to getting the whole route put together, and I'm sure it's going to be after the first of the year, but I want to contact personally the state coordinators and kind of get an idea of the venues and what we're who we're allowed to visit. And I know the outreach is a different thing. They're different but the same. And that's kind of a loaded thing, but I'm happy that we have good connections with outreach. And anyway, I just want the riders that are participating to know that you have a great leadership team on Sandbox, and I really look forward to seeing everybody in May. Thanks, Billy.
Thanks, Easy. Appreciate it.
Billy,
Thanks for everything you're doing. Yes, sir.
one question I have for you, another question is there any chance I can get an idea of how many people on our Sandbox might be interested in camping? Because a couple of the locations are asking for that.
Tell you what, that's a good point. I'll put that out in a newsletter to have folks contact you for a pre-count, if they would.
That would be great.
Hey, Billy.
Yes.
You might want to also put that on the forum.
It is on the forum.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I think what we can do is we put it on a newsletter, we put it on the forum, and we could probably shoot a mass email to everybody registered for Sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
And say, if you're planning on camping, email, who was that?
Cliff Breacher.
and go from there. You'll get some people, you'll have a few that don't respond because they're not tech, but should get a pretty good number from that.
Yeah, it's just that our second stop, the campground, the owner would like to have an idea what the numbers look like for the area that we're going to be able to be given to camp out at.
Yeah, we can do that. Thanks,
and then I'll pass on the other information about day one to you, and so it can be put in the flyer and the booklet and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, if you got, just shoot me all 3 days. And,
okay.
We'll get it together. Yeah, Don, go ahead.
It's on the registration form. John ought to be able to give you some indication.
Oh, that they're campers?
Yeah, I think it's on the registration form that you check camping if you're interested in camping. You might check with him. I don't know whether he's on this call or not, but
okay.
I believe
I'll contact Wicked and see if I can get that info out of him.
Actually, we can ask Diane, actually, not John.
Okay, whoever.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're running an hour now. Anybody else have anything?
Quick question, Bugs. It's Double D. Do you have any expectation of having a writers meeting in Ontario for Sandbox?
Yes.
Okay.
We will.
Okay.
We'll be having a leadership meeting and we will be having a writers information meeting.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
You'll be having a road guard meeting too.
Okay, any last comments or questions?
Copy that, Tennessee.
Okay, well, it's been, we're just over an hour now, and it's been a great meeting. It's been awesome seeing all these familiar faces again. And Tin Man, yes, y'all are registered, so you're good to go. Thanks everybody for dialing in. Keep the interest up. Remember, the mission goes year round. The ride is 10 days a year, but the mission is year round. So always keep that in mind, and keep each other in mind. Now y'all stay safe, stay well, and let's all get together in May. Before then, you'll see an announcement soon, within the next month or so, about the next quarterly meeting. Look for it to be in March, and we'll all get together and see each other's tiny faces on the screen again then. Okay, you think of anything after this, just send me an email and we'll get it on. But
Hey, Bugs,
appreciate
just
you
so
all.
you know. Hey, Bugs, just so you know, I have an FNG here too, so you can add one more to the list of people showing up on the meeting.
Awesome. Oh, there's one person I meant to acknowledge here before we get off, and I got to do it, is Mike Kaiser. Bonehead, you're on, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm here. I got meeting notes. I'll send them over to the leadership group.
Absolutely. Mike is, he's my admin support. He's done just an awesome job working in the background, helping set
Paper
up meetings,
chaser.
send out messages. He's done a great job, and I just want to let everybody know that how much I appreciate you. Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you, Bugs.
Yeah, he's all right for a jarhead.
Yeah, at least I know how to eat crayons and kill people.
Night, all.
Yeah. All right, we're out. See y'all again later. Thanks.
Love all you guys. Have a good one.
Good night.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Night.